guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back and checking us out. Maybe you saw the link on social media, or maybe you've already subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, you should do so. It's been kind of a fun journey that we've been documenting. And but anyway, just a new video coming out today. I just wanted to basically give you guys a little stroll through another one of our adventures. We got into quail, actually at my sister's house. She's got a few quail, and she basically did a batch of pickled quail eggs. And I didn't know what I thought about pickled any kind of eggs. It seemed very strange, but she had me tasting it. It was dadgum delicious. So at that point in time, I was super intrigued and started looking into quail, what that means for us. So anyway, we got into that, and we was able to buy some quail from a guy that's become a really good friend since. He's definitely my mentor in the quail world, and his name is Curtis with K&M Meats. And the guy's been fantastic, kind of showing us the journey. Anyway, we got our adult quail from him, and you'll see those in a little bit throughout the video. Man, he's really showed us that all the way to even cleaning quail, doing the meat portion of it. And you'll see a little bit of that as well, as much as YouTube friendly as it can be. But anyway, with that said, man, again, thank you so much for coming and checking out the channel. I look forward to showing you what's going on in our little quail world, and everything from hatching eggs to getting our first eggs from our quail, and the new setup. So anyway, man, hang on tight, stick around toward the end of the video. We'll show you some really fun. So a lot of the video that we shoot, it happens at night for me. That's because in my regular job, I run night businesses. 2 out of the 4 businesses that I run are nightclubs. And so I'm used to being up late when the rest of the world is sleeping. As you can tell, completely darkness as we look back out over the pool, and back there in the back is my shed where my quail live. So you'll get an opportunity to see all that. So I'll do the best I can to keep the video nice and bright so you can see. And let's go take a walk through the quail world. As you see, the sprinklers just went off, so everything's nice and wet. But just right out beside our chicken runs is our big shed. To the left there is Tony's she shed. In the middle, we've got a little workout equipment and stuff like that. But to the right, this is where all of our quail live for now. So pretty exciting. So this is a little bit of a mess as we go into here, as we're trying to rearrange things. But there's our brooder boxes. Right now I've got some little chickens in there that we started over again. She's always got to have some new ones. But pretty soon we're going to bring our new hatch quail out to that brooder box. But with that said, we have got 2 quail pens that my buddy Curtis has built for us. And that's where we put our first set of mating set, I guess it would be. But we've got 12 females and 2 males in that cage, and they do really good. I'm not sure how many eggs we have so far this evening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11. So 11 out of 12 have given us eggs tonight. We did get a dozen last night. We've got our setup going right now for the new breeding set that we've got that we just hatched. So we'll eventually have those guys out here. But as you can tell, I've got my PVC fittings and my cups and stuff, as I got to set up the new watering for that cage, kind of like what I did here with this one. But there's that. The really cool part about getting into this, man, is I didn't really realize how many people were into quail or really chickens or anything. Chickens have really become popular, I guess, but quail not so much. And I find that with self-sustainability, quail really serves a dual purpose. Man, between the amount of eggs, these things, they almost lay an egg a day. And yes, it takes about 4 quail eggs to equal 1 chicken egg. But what we found is the quail eggs are absolutely delicious. 1 quail egg on a burger is about fantastic. But also pickled quail eggs are they're a great snack. You can do like 25 of them in a little pint mason jar. But also, man, quail meat is delicious. And so we just kind of getting into that world as well. As I said, my friend Curtis, that's really been my mentor in this. He had us out. Me and my sister went out to his place, and you'll see some footage of that in a little bit. But we went out to his place and kind of just learned how to clean them. and basically the best way to make that happen, kind of expedite the process. And we were able to help clean his quail and learn at the same time. Nothing better. I can watch YouTube videos until you're blue in the face, but having a hands-on opportunity was fantastic. And Curtis, you watch this video, man, I appreciate you for real. Beyond that, we're also talking to friends at one of my clubs, sitting here talking to them about quail. And she looks at me, she's been a long time friend, Amy, we went to high school together. She's like, really? She's like, we've got quail cages galore. We moved into this house and one of the sheds had quail cages everywhere, and we took them all out, and they've been sitting next to our shed for years. So if you're interested, you can have one. So what did I do? Took her up on it. So pretty exciting right now. I'll show you some footage of that. It's an old wire, a little kind of rusty and stuff, but man, it's perfect for grow out cages. So I'm in the process now of building the water system for that. As we're, like I said, we have some of our quail that are kind of, that we hatched that are going out. So there's different stages, and we'll talk about kind of what our plan is with those. So stick around, let me show you some more. So not as pretty, but here is that wire cage I was talking about that they gave us. And they had individual dividers in this. And I took them out, and really we have about two 2-foot sections that's only about a foot high. As you can see, the PVC, I just kind of laid it in as I got it started. I got some more cups on order. We do get those cups from a company called Rent-A-Coop. And it's pretty fantastic, man. They send them in, and you basically get the 1/2-inch PVC, and you can run it how you want it. As you can see, I've got my big 10-gallon jug up here that I'm able to repurpose that came from Patrick and Amy. I told you they gave us the cages, so they had that set up as well. So I'm gonna repurpose that. And it's pretty stinking awesome, man. But you'll just do a gravity feeder that'll feed into that whole PVC. And my plan is with this, once the quail kind of get to that about 3-week mark, they'll come out of the brooder boxes, and I'll put them in these two, what I call grow out pens. And it allows you to kind of separate the males and the females, because on most quail that are feather sexable, which means you can look at just their feather pattern and tell their sex, you'll be able to split those up until they get to breeding age, and then they'll move into the breeder the groups that I have here they'll start laying eggs and such. So pretty exciting where we're going right now, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. I do have 2 of these pins here, so I'll run extra long down that row, continue to run down this shed here. So got room for lots and lots and lots of quail, lots of quail eggs, and looking forward to a very bright future in the quail world. So guys, as you can tell, most of these quail right here, they have that really speckled chest. That speckled chest is one of the identifiers that show that they are hen. And if I can get one of my roosters, there we go on the right, he has kind of a brown chest, the one back against the wall right there. That brown chest just really signifies that he is the rooster of the bunch. Other than that, and just obviously the crowing, I guess you would call it, from the rooster. Other than that, man, the quail are pretty quiet birds. So pretty cool setup, especially feather sexable animals, when you can just look at them and tell by their pattern about what sex they are. So pretty cool setup. So 12 quail and 12 eggs. Makes for a good day. Ask why in the world, why quail? You know, everyone's into the chicken thing right now. Why quail? And so there are some benefits, like I talked about a little bit earlier. The rate in which they lay eggs, that's huge. The meat tastes delicious, but other things that are also great, as you can see, these quail pens are really small. They do not take up a whole lot of space. Don't need a 20-foot run to run quail. They actually prefer to be in kind of a little tight, little small box. Really, they feel more less stressed in that situation. You put them in a bigger box or a bigger space, and it tends to almost stress them out a little bit. There's too much going on, so you put them in a small group, and so anyway, so size is a thing. You can put a lot of quail in a small area. The other benefits of quail is the rate in which they grow. These things are fully mature laying adults by 8 weeks. And that is pretty much ridiculous how that plays out. So in a matter of 8 weeks, they go from hatch. 8 weeks later, they're laying eggs. 8 weeks later, they're ready to be butchered if you decide to go that route. So every 8 weeks or so, you can have, actually sooner than that, if you want to continue to stay on a laying cycle and incubate your eggs and do that, you can really get a lot of quail really, really fast. And then the self-sustainability side of things, then you can have a lot of meat really quick. The turnaround is super fast. The only thing at that rate, I think, is rabbits. So between rabbits and quail, you can have a lot of meat, a lot of eggs really quick. So that's the reason why we decided to go ahead and do quail. Plus they taste delicious. So you can see my little water setup I built. Grabbed a Lowe's bucket, some 1/2-inch PVC. And as I showed you guys in the video before from Rent-A-Coop, you can buy these little cups from them as well that hook directly into the PVC. And that keeps about 5 gallons of water in here at any given time, just kind of the gravity feeder, and keeps the quail with fresh water. Good thing is there's really not much to get into the water as you would have out in the chicken run and stuff. So anyway, there's that. So this next part of the video, I want to show you my wife. I say my wife all the time. Her name is Tony. Amazing woman. I think she could probably even hear me doing the video. But as she's dove into this thing, she's really fallen in love with the different colors of eggs. With our chickens, we had to have so many different breeds because she found that there's different colored chicken eggs with different breeds. So she also found that in quail, there's different colored eggs as well. And I keep saying quail. Quaternics quail is what is most commonly grown in our area. That's probably the most captive quail breed that's out there. But what she found was it's called Celadon Quaternics quail, and they hatch blue eggs. So she found those, and you're about to kind of see a little bit of the incubation process as I believe we started off with 24 eggs. One showed up broken at shipment, so we had 23 eggs. And then through the process, finding out what was, what was actually maturing, what was, dadgum, I can't use my words right now. Anyway, with that said, through the process, we only ended up with 12. And 12 that had hatched. And so it's about a 50% hatch rate, which not bad for our first group. I know there's people that tell you that there's better options out there. But anyway, with that said, take a look at the process, and it's pretty exciting watching these things hatch. So you've got to see our setup, and you've got to see Tony's hatching, our very first hatching here on our little farmstead, we like to call it, in the middle of a neighborhood. Anyway, but with that said, you get to see kind of our setup with our adults and then our babies. I've got some more video moving those babies into their brooder box. But this next part of the video is what I told you earlier, is the processing portion. So we went and hung out with Curtis for a little bit. He showed us how to process. I'm not gonna be able to show the video footage of us actually culling the quail, but you get to see a little bit of it. And it's got to spare the blood and guts and all that kind of stuff, but we just little flashes. So take a look at that. And you know, it's all part of the process. So we will be selling eggs for culinary purposes. We'll be selling eggs for hatching, and probably even get into the point where we're selling birds at different stages of their life, of course. And then we'll sell processed meat. So it'll be something that's kind of got a long-term money-making opportunities, self-sustainability for our family, as well as our friends and so forth. And man, if you have questions, shoot a comment at the bottom of the video. I'd love to answer those questions for you. And beyond that, man, just kind of take a look at the processing portion, and we'll go from there. I don't know why that music's funny to me, but I kind of found it fitting, I guess, a little bit dramatic. But anyway, man, you got to see it all. I hope you enjoy what you saw today. If you get a chance, man, if you like the video, if you like what you saw, if you have questions, man, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button. Man, but what would really be awesome, share it on your social media for us. We'd love to kind of get the word out about the self-sustainability options of Craturnix quail, and kind of what we're doing here. But again, man, give it a like for a couple different reasons. Kind of gets the word out, number one, and number two, makes me feel good. So do that for me. Beyond that, man, I hope to see you on the next video. See you guys.